Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome to a different version, different Ninjago video on the channel today. Sorry if you're not gonna see any more Dragons Rising content till after fully releases on Thursday, but that's just how it is because there really isn't any more to talk about. But this is a video by Rob's Media Archive, which is a lost media enthusiast channel. But for some reason, this channel also likes Ninjago. I don't understand it. But this channel made a video titled "If Ninjago Villains Were Criminally Charged," and I thought that was a very interesting topic because we never really think about it because they're never really prosecuted for it, and that's kind of been a criticism of Ninjago's that we don't see much of like the court system and how this rules and whatnot. We kind of saw a glimpse of it in Crystallize, but we didn't really see too much of it. I'm not gonna be watching this entire video because it's way too long. It's like half an hour, so I'm just gonna be reading off basically the full list of these villains' criminal offenses and seeing which one out of all these videos that this person has made, who is going to get the longest sentence and who is going to get the shortest sentence. I'm going to theorize right now. The one villain who is going to get the longest sentence is the Overlord. I mean, he is the embodiment of evil, so makes sense, especially since he's appeared 3 times. Um, at this point. And if I don't know if he counts as a villain for the least, I would say Ronin. I would say Ronin simply because he has kind of helped the ninja at least sometimes, whereas some of the other villains just flat out hate them. So let's get started. Let's skip to the end. The first one is Garmadon, of course. And then let's skip to the end. Let's see like the full list. Um, Emperor Garmadon. Coercion, grand theft auto, reckless endangerment, assault, attempted child abduction, assault with a deadly weapon 7 times, destruction of government property 2 times, property destruction 3 times, mass property destruction 2 times, inciting a riot, identity theft, and false imprisonment 9 times. Holy shit. Oh, that's not even all of them. Holy shit. Holy shit. Conspiracy to kidnap, theft of government property, breaking someone out of jail 101 times. Holy shit. Gross negligence, usurping the throne, first degree attempted murder 9 times, first degree murder 2 times, and his total sentence is 1,156 years plus 20 life sentences plus 3 death penalties plus a what the frick $1,182,500 fine. Jesus Christ, Garmin. I feel like Garmin would be a tough contender. I know he was pardoned. I'm pretty sure in one of the I think it was in one of the novels. He was pardoned for his crimes previously, so I'm not. So if you're talking about Emperor specifically, then that's a whole lot of stuff that he did in just like what 2 seasons that he appeared as Emperor in 2 seasons. So I think he was pardoned for his like previous crimes as the Lord, so they technically don't matter anymore. Um, so Samukai, I skipped over accidentally. Oops. Oops. Um. Jesus Christ. So Samukai, inciting a riot 2 times. Theft, assault with a deadly weapon 2 times. Trespassing, reckless endangerment 2 times. Property destruction, kidnapping, grand larceny 4 times. False imprisonment 3 times. Taking a hostage, conspiracy to commit first degree murder, first degree attempted murder, sentence 150 years plus 3 life sentences plus a $21,000 fine. That's not even close to Garmadon. Garmadon would basically be the biggest criminal in the history of the world. Jesus Christ. So the next case he got is Pythor, our good old buddy old chum Pythor. Oh Jesus Christ, this is not gonna be good. Oh good lord. Coercion, grand theft auto, theft 3 times, assault 3 times, trespassing 8 times, criminal mischief, grand theft twice, grand larceny 16 times, inciting a riot 6 times, false imprisonment 25 times, property destruction 4 times, identity theft, brainwashing, taking a hostage, escaping a lawful custody, gross negligence 3 times, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit mass murder, slavery twice, first-degree attempted murder 15 times, mass cannibalism, and crimes against world peace. Sentence 612 and a half years, plus 21 life sentences, plus 4 death penalties, plus a $128,000 fine. So right now, Garmadon's in first, and then Pythor's in second, and then Samukai's in third. So who is this last? Nauticon the Jinn. Ooh, that's a very interesting one. Good fucking god. If this video is short, don't blame me. I'm gonna do them all in separate ones. Coercion. I mean, how could you imprison Nauticon? He's a Jinn. He could just poof himself like that. Unless you have permanently douse him in Tiger Widow Venom. Coercion twice. Intimidation. Trespassing twice. Trespassing on government property twice. Mass theft. Grand larceny. Identity theft 6 times. Frame up. Sexual assault. Holy shit. Assault with a deadly weapon. Mass property destruction. Inciting a riot twice. Kidnapping 3 times. False imprisonment 13 times. Brainwashing. Forced marriage. Torture. Gross negligence twice. Slavery. First degree attempted murder. And first degree murder 4 times. Sentence 196 years, plus 5 life sentences, plus 5 death sentences, plus a, oh good lord, $1,130,000 fine. Jesus Christ. This dude's a menace to society. And lastly, Harumi. Harumi might be up there. Honestly, she might be. Especially if this was made in Crystallized. If it was just her in season 8 and 9. Okay, yeah, it takes into account Crystallized. Assault with a dead 6 times. Assault with a deadly weapon. False imprisonment 4 times. Conspiracy to commit grand larceny. Grand larceny 3 times. Brainwashing. Grand theft. Theft of government property. Kidnapping. Child abduction. Smuggling. Breaking someone out of jail 102 times. Escaping lawful custody. Leading organized crime. Mass property destruction. Terrorism. Yeah, she's a terrorist. Crimes against world peace, first degree attempted murder 4 times, mass murder, and regicide 2 times. Since 1,242 years, plus 4 life sentences, plus 5 death sentences, plus a $545,000 fine. Holy shit, this woman is fucked up. And I still can't believe people are horny as fuck over this woman after what she's done. So I think Garmadon still has the record right now. Like, look, let me check his sentence real quick. Oh, oops. I think he still holds the record right now, but it's gonna be tough to beat. It's gonna be tough to beat. Oh no, actually, well, 20 life sentences and 3 death penalties. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to look up how much a life sentence is because therefore Garmadon's sentence could be considered longer than Harumi's because Harumi's had more years. But if you're talking about a life sentence, therefore more life sentences equals more punishment, and then a death penalty, it's a death penalty. So right now, I have to judge right now who has the worst sentence. Right now, it's between Garmadon and Harumi, but I'm gonna give this to Garmadon only because of one particular reason. I actually looked it up on my Chromebook how long a life sentence actually is. So basically, I also see death sentences, so I might have to check that one out. But um, so basically, the whole point of a life sentence is that it's a life sentence. But here's the thing, though. Garmadon is part Oni. Therefore, he ages slower, and he is the older brother of Wu. And it's been confirmed at this point that Wu and Garmadon have lived for at least 1,000+ years. So, if you think about it in a certain way, Garmadon's sentence is technically infinite to some degree, or at least very close to it, because of his Oni blood and thus aging slower. Whereas Harumi, um, obviously, as you can see with a death sentence, she would instantly be put to death easily. So therefore, technically, if you think about it, Garmadon's sentence is worse despite having a lower kill count, as you would say, than Harumi because of his life cycle. Whereas Harumi is just a human girl. There's nothing special about her. So let's say she lives, the average age of a woman, which I say is like 78, which is around like 80 years. I think it's around like 80. Oh, 84 life sentences. That's an added 320 years. I don't, which would, basically bump her up to like 1560. But if you think about the life sentences for Garmadon, we don't know how long his actual life is because he's still alive. Um, let's say Garmadon would live to as much as 2,500 years. That, just having one life sentence would push him over Harumi, let alone 20 life sentences. But I also have to take into account death sentences because her fine isn't not as bad as Garmadon's fine was, so I might have to look this up. But so far, it seems Garmadon has the worst sentence, and it's going to be tough to beat. But I still think the Overlord is going to pull something out of his hat, because the Overlord is basically the embodiment of evil itself in the world of Ninjago. So I think the golden trio of criminals is 1, the Overlord, 2, Garmadon, and 3, Harumi. I don't think anyone else compares. Like, some of these people weren't they're not even close to what those two had. Like, Nauticons was bad, but if you compared her to Harumi, that's insane. That this human girl did more damage than a freaking powerful Jinn. Wow, that's amazing to me. Just on a final note, I did check the death sentences, or death. Basically, if you have a death sentence, you're put on death row. But the thing is, some people spend a lot of time on death row. Some spend as much as like 20 to 30 years on death row. So if, let's say, Harumi lives to only about 80 years old, and I would assume she's around 16 at this age, 16, maybe 17. At She wouldn't even probably get like 2% of this sentence before she would probably die of natural age. That's if something doesn't happen to her um previously, like a certain illness or something like cancer or something like that. That's not even taking that into account. So honestly, if you think about it in a certain way, Harumi's kind of got it easy, because even though she's sentenced to life, she has the advantage of being human. Whereas, even though she obviously would have to live with the rest of her life, because obviously though, even if let's say she was put to death, that's this is kind of the debate about the whole death penalty and stuff like that. Because if you want my personal opinion about it, to me, the death penalty to me is not punishable enough. Because to me, when I think about it like this, I think it's more punishable for criminals to serve life in prison than the death penalty. Because and that's why I think we should abolish it. Not because I think it's too cruel, but I think it's not cruel enough. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, spending the rest of your life in potential guilt, potential is more punishable than anything that I could personally ever think of. So yeah, I think, in my personal opinion, for this video, because Rob's Media made 3 videos about this, three. Um, um, I would say out of these people that this person has covered, Garmadon is number 1 by far. Then number 2 is Harumi. Number 3, I would say, is Pythor. Is Pythor, I think. Yeah, I think Pythor. And then number 4, I would assume, is Nauticon the Jin. So I might have to make a list of this. Talk about which of these criminals has gotten worse. 196 years. That's kind of small for a Jin. 150 years, and then 5th is Samukai. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end it here. Um, this is just something I wanted to look at because it really piqued my interest, and since we are talking about villains, I mean, it's not like the ninja are excused for it either, because I will do a reaction video on that topic when I get the time. But I really wanted to do this because this concept of videos is so interesting to me, talking about, if we actually think about this, because I love the discussion around this. So right now we have number 1 Garmadon, number 2 Harumi, number 3 Pythor, number 4 Nauticon. Yeah, Nauticon, right? Yeah. And then number 5, Samukai. So that's where we at. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like memorize all this. I hope that this person does like a full list of all of them at the end to do all the work for me. So that it'd be like, oh, this is the criminal that got the worst record, and this was the one that got the the least. So right now, I would say Garmadon has the worst one out of this list, even though Harumi did appear larger. But if you think about it thoroughly, Garmadon's is worse because because he has the advantage, or and I guess disadvantage, of being an Oni, or being part Oni. So therefore he will age much slower, and therefore he will live his sentence a lot longer than Harumi, who will probably die like a not even like a tenth into her sentence. So yeah. But anyways, I really like this whole concept of videos, and I just wanted to give my reactions to this. But anyways, I hope you guys really like this. I hope you don't spoil for me what the remaining villains' sentences are, because I really want to go into this myself. So, anyways, I hope you guys liked it. What are your thoughts about this little video format? About reacting to other videos, because I might start doing that. I mean, I did react to videos in the past, but they were more for like a challenge rather than just reacting for the sake of reacting. You know what I mean? But anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on this on this? The idea of Ninjago villains getting criminally charged for their crimes. Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. And click on the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye bye.